This is Tier 1 of XP level civilization where I've spent my entire life. XP is a way of life here, and my dream is to earn enough to make it through every tier of XP level civilization. The fastest way to do that is by completing daily dungeons. The only problem is, I can't seem to stay alive long enough to keep my XP.
Hey, stop dreaming. It's your turn in the dungeon. Are you going or not?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just thinking about making it to Tier 2.
I don't care about your dreams. How difficult do you want the dungeon to be?
My job is a dungeon runner. In XP Civilization, dungeons can be completed by a team of 2 players. And before going inside, they have the choice of a dungeon setting. 1 lever is easy, 2 levers is medium, and 3 levers is hard. Players can earn XP from each dungeon, but the harder it is, the more XP you can earn. And most players don't walk out of the hard dungeons alive, so they typically just stick to the easy and medium difficulty. We'll just take an easy one today. I always stick to the easy dungeons because I can still get XP and nothing ever goes wrong. Well, most of the time.
Got it. And where's your teammate?
Hey, I'm here. Sorry I'm late.
That's Jenna. We've been teammates for as long as I can remember.
Hey, don't forget to set your spawn here.
I walked over to the bed and set my spawn real quick. In Tier 1, if we die inside the dungeon, we're allowed to respawn and keep our stuff, which is great, except our XP resets and we have to earn it all over again. And my teammate and I are really good at dying. The dungeon door opened up and we went inside.
Alright, you know how this works. Once these doors shut, you can't leave until all the mobs are killed. Good luck, losers.
Every tier features a different monster, and in Tier 1, it's zombies. That's why there's a giant banner on the outside. I have no idea what other monsters are in the other tiers, but I'm excited to find out. Let's just hope they aren't too difficult. The door shut behind us and we got ready. All of a sudden, zombies started to spawn.
You go get that side and I'll go this way.
Got it. I've done this a million times, and I was not scared of a few zombies. I ran over to my side and went to town, slashing them to bits. I was wrecking them. I killed the last one and looked over at my teammate. She was making progress, but it wasn't as fast as I was. That's when I looked in the middle of the room and saw another zombie spawn in. At the end of the dungeon, the enemy with the most XP spawns in the middle. The only problem is, it also does the most damage. And since my teammate was still on her side, I decided I'd go after that zombie alone. I knew this was my chance to get a big XP boost, so I ran over. If I could manage to take him out, this would probably pay my rent for the month. And I'm broke, so I'm gonna take my chances. I had to keep my distance while doing enough damage. Hit, strafe to the left, hit, move back. I think I just needed to get one more hit and then it'd be dead. But that's when the worst thing happened. My teammate jumped in front of me and I actually killed her. I was in so much shock that the zombie got close enough and killed me too. I was mad. No, I was furious. Why would you do that? I was about to kill it and end the dungeon.
You were trying to get all the XP for yourself like you did last time. I wasn't gonna let that happen again. I want some too.
Both of you shut up. You're fired for killing another player.
Wait, but she jumped in front of me. How was I supposed to change that?
It doesn't matter. You should have been more careful. Give me your sword.
Trying not to cause any more trouble, I threw him my sword.
And you.
He was looking at my teammate. I was hoping she'd get fired too for being dumb.
Here's all the XP you lost. Hope you can find a better teammate than that guy.
I couldn't believe it. She was being rewarded for what she did? This girl just ruined my life. After all the work I've put in and I still haven't earned enough to move up? And now I can't pay my rent. I had no job and pretty soon I wouldn't have a house. Devastated, I started to walk home. I was trying to come up with ideas to get my job back when I overheard something.
Jobs! I've got jobs! Anyone? Why do I bother? No one listens to me anyway.
Wait, did you say you have jobs?
Yeah, I just said it 3 times. Are you deaf?
I just got fired and need a new one. I just need something to pay my rent.
Alright, well, come this way. I'll see what I can do.
We made our way inside of the jobs building. It had been a while since I was last here and I didn't think I'd ever need to come back.
Looks like there's an opening for a toilet cleaner. You'll get a lot of XP, but also a lot of turds.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Anything else?
Ah, here's one. You'll earn very little XP from this one. Are you sure you want to hear about it?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a dungeon janitor. After the day, you go into the dungeon and clean up all the leftover rotten flesh and anything else you find on the ground. And you'll get 10 XP a day. How does that sound?
I thought about it for a sec. Even though I wouldn't be a runner, this would still give me a chance to be in the dungeon. I'd be getting less XP, but I really needed this. I'll take it.
Head over to the dungeon and the guard will help you out over there.
I was so thankful this job was available. Even though the dungeon janitor is one of the worst jobs here, it was a good first step to turning things around. I showed up at the dungeon for the second time today. Let's just say the guard didn't seem too happy about it.
You? What are you doing here? I told you that you're fired.
Yeah, I got a new job. I'm the dungeon cleaner now.
Wow, you're really moving down in the world. Alright, well, basically you just go inside and pick up anything on the ground. The last guy made sure to clear out all the mobs, so you should have no trouble. If you can't do that, then you're more of a loser than I thought.
Gee, thanks. I made my way inside. This is gonna be the easiest 10 XP I'd ever get in my life. I walked all the way around and picked up everything in sight. There must have been hundreds of zombies killed in here today. I looked all around me and there was nothing left. I did it. I began to head for the exit, but when I turned the corner, something was waiting for me. I reached for my sword, but quickly realized I didn't have one anymore. I gave it to the guard after I was fired. How was a zombie even in here? It's impossible. The doors aren't allowed to open unless all of the mobs are dead. It didn't matter. I had no other choice. It was run or die all over again. I ran back, but somehow got turned around. I wasn't sure which way the exit was, and the zombie was closing in on me. I looked around for options, and that's when I saw a speed platform. Dungeons are filled with tons of devices that can either aid or kill you. I just hoped this would be my ticket out of here. I ran for the speed platform as fast as I could, juking the zombie and making it towards the exit. As I got closer, I yelled for a guard. Guard, help!
What the?
The guard came in and I passed him. I made it outside and watched as the guard pulled out a sword I'd never seen before and killed the zombie. That's when he came back outside with me. Wow, that was a close one. Thanks for the help. Here's all the rotten flesh, and I'll take my XP now, please.
Here's your XP, but you failed at your job again. You're fired.
What? How?
You didn't pick up that rotten flesh right there.
You just killed that zombie. I got everything else.
Doesn't matter. You're done here. I don't want to see you again.
There I was, a loser, fired 2 times in the same day. All I had was 10 XP in my pocket, which was barely enough to buy some food. I was hopeless and aimlessly walking around town when I looked up. There it was, the door to tier 2, the place I'll never reach. And as I stood there staring, I think God started to speak to me.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Really?
Yes, Uriah. You were created with purpose.
That's when I realized the voice was coming from someone behind me. I turned around and some dude was whispering in my ear.
Oh, haha. Gotta go.
He vanished into thin air, and that's when I finally realized I can do this. I knew my next step. I didn't have time to go home and sleep. I had to go back into the dungeon. There was a leftover zombie in there last time. Maybe there were more. Even though all I had were my fists, it could be my shot to get some more XP. So that's what I did. I walked over to the dungeon door, and to my surprise, there was no guard waiting outside. This was perfect. Without hesitating, I broke the glass, took the sword, and made my way inside. The entire dungeon was rearranged. When a dungeon is completed, it changes. And being in there at night was scarier than I thought it would be. Little noises coming from every corner and shadows playing tricks on me. I kept my head on a swivel, making sure a zombie didn't sneak up behind. I made it to the middle of the arena and saw a faint glow coming from behind a pillar. My curiosity took over and I inched closer and closer. And when I turned the corner, I saw it. It was an XP orb, but bigger, and something about it seemed different. This was exactly what I came here for. I picked it up and realized this was not normal. All of a sudden, in my hand was the orb. That's when I heard the dungeon door shut. Oh no. I ran over to look and realized there were 2 players in here with me, and we were all locked in. Out of nowhere, zombies began to spawn in all around me, and I had no choice but to fight. I pulled out the sword and took out like 6 or 7 zombies. I lost count. Then I froze. There on the ground was something I'd never seen before. A zombie head. I went to pick it up, but somehow it ended up on my head. There were other zombies around me, and I didn't have time to take it off. That's when the other players saw me.
What kind of a zombie is that? That must be a boss.
No, guys, I'm not a zombie.
It even talks. Ah!
I didn't have time to talk. More and more zombies were spawning. I had to keep fighting. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw one of the players coming after me. He looked like he was about to take a shot on me. Thankfully, at the last minute, I moved out of the way. But when I did, he walked straight into a group of zombies. He didn't make it. I knew there was another player in here, but I couldn't see him. I didn't want to give him the chance to sneak up on me and kill me. I needed this XP way more than they did. As I kept fighting, I realized they set the dungeon to the hard difficulty. There was way more zombies than I was used to. I looked around and finally saw the other player. He was surrounded by zombies, and I knew I needed to help him. I ran over, but before I could reach him, the zombies took him out. They turned their attention toward me, and as I tried to run away, I realized they were all around me. There was no way I was getting out of this alive. But then, I felt something coming from the orb. I picked it up, I put it in my hand, and as soon as I did, it fired something. An explosion went off like TNT, and one of my XP levels disappeared. Did I just do that? I did it again, and again, and again, until all the zombies were dead. It actually worked! What is this thing? That's when I looked to see how much XP I had and realized the orb used up 1 level each time. Then, all of a sudden, I heard the most terrifying noise. The final boss spawned in, and I knew I had to face it to get out of here. I walked into the room only to find the scariest mob I had ever seen. Before I knew it, the monster was right in front of me, and after 1 hit, I was dead. Thank God for respawning.
Stand back. I'll kill this one.
I realized I still had the zombie mask on. I took it off and showed my face, just hoping he still wouldn't kill me. No, look, I'm not a zombie!
You? Again? I told you not to come back. How'd you get in here?
Yeah, about that. Is there any way you can make me a runner again? Please, I need this.
You know the rules. The only way to become a dungeon runner is by finding a teammate who is already a dungeon runner. You killed your last teammate, so I doubt anyone is gonna want to team with you. And also, you're ugly.
That's when I looked to the side and realized the two players that died were right there arguing.
We failed again! We can't keep doing this! Dude, I promise we'll beat it. If we can complete a hard dungeon, we can both get 1,000 XP levels. That's enough XP to move to tier 2. No, I'm done losing with you. Find a new teammate.
Yikes, that was harsh. He even started crying. I felt bad for the guy, but I had an idea. This was just the opportunity I needed. Hey man, sorry your teammate bailed. Come with me, I think I've got an idea to make this better. He didn't question it, and we walked over to the guard. All right, I have a new teammate. Now make me a runner again.
Wait, aren't you the guy that killed your last teammate?
Shh, we don't have to talk about that. The guard just stared at us for a minute. Then he responded.
Fine, you can be a runner again. Here's your sword. You have one more strike before I take you out myself. Got it?
Yes, I won't let you down. I'll probably make it to tier 2 before you know it.
Good one. You'll probably get too old and die before that happens.
I was so back. I'm a runner, I have a new teammate, and this weird glowy orb thing gives me an advantage. Tomorrow, we're gonna complete a hard dungeon. This has to be the way I make it up to tier 2. I walked my new teammate home and tucked him in for bed. I started to walk out when I heard him say something.
Hey, wait, you forgot to sing me a song.
How old was this guy? There's no way I'm gonna sing him a song. Hush, little player, don't say a word. Uriah's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Finally, he's asleep. That was weird. Anyway, so I headed home and prepared for the next day. Before bed, I couldn't stop thinking about the orb. It saved me, but it came at the cost of some of my XP levels. And I didn't have enough for the final boss. I decided that I wouldn't be able to use it all the time, only in case of emergencies. I put all my stuff in the chest next to the bed and dozed off. I woke up ready for the day. I turned to grab my things, but when I looked inside the chest, I realized the green orb was missing. Oh crap, where is it? I turned to look everywhere, and when I opened the door of the closet, I saw him. It was my teammate holding the orb.
Whoa, dude, what is this thing?
What are you doing? Give it back to me. I was upset, but thankfully he gave it back. I couldn't risk losing this thing. It was gonna be my only chance to make it to tier 2. We made our way over to the dungeon door and the guard was there to greet us. One hard dungeon, please.
A hard one, huh? It's gonna be so funny when you lose all your XP.
The guard went over to set the difficulty and walked back over to us.
Alright, equipment check. When I say an item, you put it in your hand. This is to make sure you're ready for what's ahead. Sword!
My teammate and I pulled out our swords to show the guard.
Alright, that's the whole list. Head inside.
This was it, and we were ready. I got your back.
Just don't swing your sword close to me, please.
We walked inside, and as I turned around, I realized something felt different. At this point, I've only been in the easy and medium dungeon, so I had no idea what to expect from this one. Then, the spawning started. It was do or die. Zombies were spawning in left and right, and it didn't feel too different from what I was used to. We tore through them. I didn't even need to pull out the orb for these guys. I started to question if the guard set the wrong difficulty. That's when I looked behind me, and out of nowhere, a mob that I've never seen before spawned in. It was a cute little guy with a bunch of legs. Hey, little buddy. Oh, frick. It hit me, and it really hurt. I didn't think it was that cute anymore. Okay, that hurt. At least it's gone now. Behind me, another spawned in, and this time I knew better. I had to keep my distance. That's when I pulled out the orb, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. All right, focus. Yes, the monster was gone, and so was 3 of my XP levels. It was worth it. At this point, after looking around, I couldn't find my teammate. All I knew was if he wasn't in here, then he must have died. I looked and looked, but finally I heard a whisper.
Hey, I'm over here.
Behind me was my teammate, huddled up in a corner, and he looked scared.
I only have half a heart. I'm not gonna make it, dude.
I'm gonna get us out of here, even if it costs me. Stay right there. I turned to look and I saw it. The final boss. Except this time, it was bigger than the others, which meant it probably does way more damage. Before I could move, more zombies started spawning in around me. Wait, there's more? If I was gonna defeat the boss, I would need the orb. I turned to the zombies near me and swung my sword at them. I collected all of the levels I could get. That's when I caught the attention of the giant spider. He started coming after me. I threw an explosion at him, hoping it would take him out, but he was still up. I threw another one and another one, but he still didn't go down. More zombies were spawning in around me, but I just kept swinging my sword at them. And every time I did, I was getting more and more XP. I had to end this soon. I finished off the rest of the zombies, but realized the big spider wasn't chasing after me anymore. I looked over towards my teammate and saw it getting close to him. I knew that if the spider got just one hit on my teammate, he would die. I ran over as fast as I could, trying to beat the spider, but I was too late. Before I knew it, the spider killed him, and I was now all alone in here. It was all or nothing. I ran up to the giant spider and spammed explosions over and over until I finally got the final hit and used up almost all my XP to get it. There on the ground was all the levels from the boss. I ran over to pick it up and my XP bar showed over 1,000 levels. This was it. I finally had enough to make it to tier 2. When the dungeon doors opened up and I saw the light, I felt so free. So powerful. I walked over to the door and standing there was the guard.
Impressive work. You even managed not to kill your teammate, but you still suck for not protecting him. Anyway, you can come out now.
As I walked out, I saw my teammate. I didn't have any words. I only wish that I could have saved him.
You did it, dude. Congrats.
I'm so sorry you died. I wanted to do more, but there was just way too many of them.
It's all right. At least one of us made it. Hey, also, don't worry. I won't tell anyone about your secret orb thing.
The orb saved my life. I couldn't have made it through without it. I wonder where it came from and who had it before me. Was I even allowed to have it? My mind started thinking about so many different things, but then the guard interrupted me.
So, do you want to do the hard dungeon again?
Heck no! I'm ready to move up to tier 2.
Alright, follow me. I'll guide you over there.
The guard walked off and I followed. Just for a moment, I looked back at my teammate. He was crying, but then I saw his old teammate go up to him. Looks like they're back to being friends. The guard and I made our way through the city and ended up at the tier 2 gate. He walked up to the window and talked to another guard on the other side. That's when the gate opened. I was so nervous I couldn't move. And out of nowhere, I heard another player's voice. Freedom! The player went through the gate, but instantly died. Wait, I'm not gonna die if I walk through there, right?
That guy didn't have enough levels, but you do. Just don't drop below 1,000 levels when you get over there.
I didn't know what he meant, but he said I was all good. I took my chances and ran through the door. It worked. Behind me, the door is shut. I started to think about all the trials I went through to be here. Losing jobs, teammates, and levels, but in the end, it was all worth it. All of my dreams of tier 2 rushed in. Nice homes, different mobs, maybe even better teammates. This was gonna be awesome.
Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. One moment.
At first, I thought this could be some kind of trap. Maybe the guards were playing a joke on me.
Alright, welcome to tier 2.
Nothing happened.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Welcome to tier 2.
Then another set of doors opened. I stepped through and this is tier 2?